All right, stream going. Yes, stream is going. All right, let me go post on Blue Sky real quick. Oh, crap. Did I do the right... Hold on. Is the right stream info on? Because we're still doing D&D stuff today, so it technically works. Yeah, D&D art. Yeah, we're fine. I don't need to change the title. All right, let me post up on my Blue Sky that I'm live real quick. All right, twitch.tv/radleyworks. We're going to go till 4:30. Perfect. All right, sweet. All righty. Let's see. Okay, so today I think I'm going to work on more sketches for other NPC characters rather than trying to finish up and polish these. Okay. All right, let me get comfy. All right, and then I think I can flatten all this stuff, actually. Except for her. Or, you know what, just so I don't accidentally screw anything up, we're just gonna group all this together. Yeah, that's fine. All right, yeah, I'm gonna design some other characters, and we're gonna duplicate this and just flatten it to have as like some visual style inspiration. Oh, whoops. There we go. We'll erase these. Perfect. Okay. Oh yeah, and then let me make sure to shuffle play my music. All right, sweet. So yeah, so I think today, what am I going to work on today? Because I wrote down a couple different concepts for other NPC characters. I don't need my drawing guide anymore. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's see. So we've got Soren's design's done. Z's design is done. Let's see. I'm thinking, you know what? I'll design some orc. Yeah. Oh, and you know what? Let's actually get some Pinterest inspiration going. Where's my Pinterest? There it is. Yeah, we'll get Pinterest pulled up onto this. Perfect. Sweet. Okay. Should have had that set up before, but it's fine. We chillin'. Okay. So we want to look up some D&D orcs. It's been a second since I've drawn an orc, actually. All right. Yeah. So we got the tusks. Ooh, I really like this. I love when people do like more creature stuff with D&D characters. So we'll save a few things. Oh, that one's nice too. Oh, I love the Delicious and Dungeon orc designs. That might be a kind of inspiration that I'm going to go for. Like having it be that more like kind of horned hog-esque energy. But yeah, we'll do some, I guess should get some better full bodies. But yeah, like this kind of thing where it's like these are orcs that are designed with other things mixed in, but yeah, we'll have like a bigger formed guy. Yeah, because I'm gonna do an orc cook, and like a leaner and thin tiefling barkeep lady. Or you know what? No. Bigger brain idea here is that we're gonna have a big orc lady, for the cook, and then just a little tiefling guy for the what's it called for the barkeep. I like that actually better. Let's do that instead. Yeah, let's see. Orc. Nah, I don't need a seed. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, orc ears, we'll have them be kind of like this. Because I want her to be full. I want the character to be full orc, not just half orc. Let's see. Yeah. And I'm going to have these two characters know each other. I do not have any names ready. Oh, actually, you know what? I need to also switch over my freaking guy to my D&D mode. Totally forgot that that hasn't how he's automatically operated. Now we're in full D&D mode. All right, so yeah, big orc lady and a little tiefling guy. I'm gonna have these two characters know each other. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have her be a super deep green. Probably. We'll see. She'll be a super deep green, and I'm almost kind of wanting the barkeep guy to be like a nice like yellow. I don't know. There's just we're still in the development phase. Ooh, you know what? I also want to have her feet kind of be like little like have my orcs be they have like little hooves, especially with the whole like creature-esque like more like hog styled anatomy almost in the similar way to Delicious in Dungeons. Because it's like I feel like we can take it one step further, you know? To like further kind of illustrate because I like when especially in D&D it's like a lot of stuff tends to be a lot more like humanoid. But I think it would be nicer to have these different creatures be a lot more like actually creature as opposed to just humanoid. So we're gonna give her big old arms. She gonna be big and strong. Yeah. Sweet. I'm almost tempted to even give them like little tails. But I think it's good enough with the like little hoof feet. Because there was this one drawing I saw that I've recently saved to my D&D board that drew what's her name Karlak with like little goat feet. I swore I saved it because I was like, oh my god, that's such a cool concept to have tieflings have that kind of footing. If I can find it. Honestly, I could probably just look it up. Ah, whatever. That's fine. We're working on an orc character right now, so we'll focus on that. But yeah. I kind of like my orcs within my slightly homebrewed Faerun to be more creature with little hooves. But yeah, I won't give them tails, but yeah, maybe we'll do a slightly rounded ear. Yeah, and then because I think I have a what's it called? I have one character that I drew their nose. I have a half orc character somewhere. Right? Yeah, Apollo. Did I draw him in here? Art, yeah. Yeah, I drew his nose like that. Oh, you know what? I actually like those ears better too. Because he's a half orc, so he's going to look more humanoid. So I'm going to take inspiration from those ears. We'll put the art away for this. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, because he's a half orc, so we'll say that the orcs have that kind of ear shape, because I really like that ear shape. Yeah, I'll have them kind of be more like that, but still keep that roundness to them, because it's like the human ears, if it was a half orc, it would make them feel a little smaller. So these are just going to be a lot bigger. Yeah, I like this for my orcs to make them feel more creature. Yeah, and then yeah, we'll have her have like a very we'll have her have a softer featured face where it's like, yes, she could easily kill you, sure, but she's sweet. Because she's going to be the cook. I'm going to have her be the cook for this Underdark guild. She's going to have some big tusks. She's going to be a big sweet lady, but she can absolutely screw you up, you know? Like that one, you know what this is totally reminding me of is that one character from the Bad Guys 2. I didn't ever end up seeing it, unfortunately, and I really want to, but you know, it'd be really funny too is if I established that something that works, like, especially with them being like inspired more off of like pigs, is having them be like one, having them be very a little bit more intelligent because like in real life pigs are actually pretty smart, but also having them be something where I'm pretty sure pigs are like omnivores, so having it be that it's like, you know, they're perceived because of their form to be like, oh, they are like these monsters or whatever, but it's like they actually have pretty good culinary and or culture. I'm going to build that up because like that's one of the things that I like about the way that I kind of create my world lore is that it's pretty loosely connected to like normal Faerun stuff, but with a few extra modifications and flavoring. And then yeah, so then we'll have this tiefling, which will add him do his own layer. Let's see. I want to look at some tieflings horns. Tiefling. Let's see. Let's see. What kind of horns do we want to give this guy? But yeah, he's going to be kind of the visual parallel to her, where he's like very, very clean and organized, kind of prim and proper. And she's just kind of a little more loud and rambunctious and stuff like that. So I want to have a nice horn design for that. Oh, actually, let me go ahead and just save this to my D&D board. This one's also cute. I already have it saved. Cool. Which also tieflings, like I was mentioning before, with that little like, I'm a big fan of like little funky animal feet. You know, just like having their designs be something that's non-traditional humanoid features to make them look more like have there be more creature diversity, at least in the realms of like the visual differences, which I feel like this will be cool for like full orcs to have that, but we'll just keep it normal for tieflings, and then maybe when I do any kind of like demon designs or something, we'll go a little more crazy. But yeah, I want to design one that, okay, so if she's meant to be a pig, we'll have him have like ram's horns. All right, like, hold on, let me get some ram's horns designs. Yeah, so that's like, okay, so it goes like womp. Yeah, have him be like, yeah. Right? Is that how they would look? And I'm thinking too to have him have a lot of pretty danglies and cool things. Right? Yeah. Have him be super duper flashy. Just very pretty boy. And then tiefling ears, we'll have those be pretty sharp. We'll have those be sharp and short. Right? No, I guess having them be a little longer would look better. Yeah. That looks nice. Mono Musa, welcome! Just working on some more D&D NPC designs for my campaign. We're working on the Orc Cook and the Tiefling Barkeep. Coming up with some fun little different creature elements because I was inspired by, what's it called? Yeah, the Delicious in Dungeons ways of depicting orcs. I had the most stressful few days of my life. Oh, lore drop. Let's hear it. If you're comfortable, of course. No pressure. If you're just coming here to dissociate and have some fun, nerd do his thing, more power to you. But if you need to divulge some of the tea, go ahead and spill it. I am here. All right, but yeah, so we're gonna do some ram's horns for this guy with some cool little flashy pieces. Yeah. There we go. And then pretty lean body build. Honestly, we'll have him kind of just be more of a... Yeah. All right, let's see it. I'll only spill the fact that my doggo found out how to jump onto my desk and break my monitor, which gave me so much more stuff to do than I already did. Oh no. Oh, the dog figured out how to do jump. Well, I hope that things did not get too broken in your situation as far as your dog messing anything up too badly. And you know what? With the whole goat thing, I think I might go ahead and give this guy goat legs because, I mean, I know it's more of a... Ooh, actually, should I have him be a satyr instead? Ooh, decisions. The PC's fine, thankfully. Well, that's good to hear. It could always be worse. It could be much worse, but I know that that's probably still not a great situation to be in. Yeah, for me, like, cause like me and my partner planning to move into a bigger place by the beginning of next year, and so what's it called? Let's hold this up for now, I guess. So I definitely want to get a dog, and so it's like something that I've vowed for myself that it's like, all right, I will only allow the dog to be so large that I get. So. I bet I'm assuming that the dog meant no harm, no foul, but still, it's still a... They can do things that it's like, oh, you're lucky you're cute. Yeah, I actually kind of like it being a tiefling instead, because if I have it be a satyr, then it'll be... kind of will be... I want it to be something a little grittier for them being in an Underdark guild. Yeah, so we'll just have him have normal legs. Should straighten them out a little bit though. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. It's a very rare moment in which it's actually raining here. Ooh, gotta love some good rain. It rained for 2 days in a row, and it's probably going to rain more tomorrow. And while I love the rain, it's very thundery and loud, so I can't even go outside to buy a new monitor, and ordering online is just so much more expensive for some reason. Isn't that so weird? I mean, I get it to a certain degree for ordering online, because it's like, you know, usually there's like all the delivering and stuff like that, which is like obviously that's more labor, it's going to cost more money, but like even for like something I noticed that some places do, like especially like food service places, like if you order something and you're coming in to pick it up, I've noticed that something I've had to pay attention for is like some of them will have this like convenience fee or something like that, where it's like they'll charge you extra even though you're coming in to pick it up, and it's like that makes no sense to me. But yeah, ordering online is definitely something that, you know, like there's only a few things that I actually do enjoy ordering online through, like thrift books is this one service that I use, that if you order a certain dollar amount you don't have to worry about shipping, which is nice. But obviously not everything is going to do that, which sucks. But yeah, I was gonna, as far as my comment on the rain, obviously it can be nice if you are just planning on staying inside or you want to just stay inside. But in this case, I can see how that would be a bit of an issue. All right, so tiefling with ram's horns. Am I on the right layer? Yes, cool. All right, and then give him a little hand on hip. Actually, other than that, what? Hello? Why is the stuff being weird? Other than that, oh goodness. Hello? Not sure if I've mentioned or not before, but I did meet a guy like, ooh, and a stream streak. Hey, look at you. I'm definitely going to make sure that you are one of the people that I remember when I get access to all the fun features that come with the Twitch affiliate and everything like that. Because I think once I become affiliate, I can like give people like VIP status or, you know, do little things like that. So don't worry, I won't forget you. I won't forget about the OGs that are here. You out here, and I appreciate you. But please do tell as much as you would like, again, as much as you're comfortable with, about this wonderful person that you've met. They sound lovely. I'm going to also move this arm up a little higher. Right about there. Yeah, a little more hip. And then just give him like a bottle. Okay. So like they are very, very lovely, and we met and bonded through trauma, and okay. Well, you know, that's, yeah. As long as you guys are both happy together, that's all that matters. I'm happy to hear it for you. All right. We'll do a little bottle. Cool. Actually, could have this arm go down a little farther. There we go. Cool. Okay, we'll go ahead and flip both of these guys so I'm drawing them correctly. Yeah, see, now I can see how that face is a little wonk. And this ear needs to get... There we go. Both of us really like cooking and baking. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's a fun thing to be able to connect on. You guys made or cooked or baked anything together yet? After a while talking with him for good, I knew I was into him, but something happened that really got me seduced. All right, let's see. We'll give him a thin nose, but yeah. Cool. And we'll make her go a little lower. Nope, not like that. Like that. There we go. So they're lined up side by side a bit better. I do feel like she should be a bit larger. Uniform. Yeah, because she's full orc, not half orc. Yeah, okay. Ooh, what's this? Oh, this is cute. He saw me eating a dessert I really liked and he asked me what it was. I told him what it was, and he did his own research and made his own for me. The fastest way to my heart is food. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Oh, that's genuinely like food really is the quickest way to anybody's heart, I feel like. It's one of those things where like, and even me, like, I'm someone personally that I'm very simple when it comes to food. I'm not a very adventurous food person, but like, okay, so the best example that immediately comes to my mind is like my dad. He's worked in food and beverage literally as long as I've been alive, and he's like a really, really good like cook and baker and like even bartender and stuff like that. Like, he knows how to do all the different types of like, food and beverage stuff. And so, he's always making these really good meals for like my family and stuff like that. And so, then there's me who's like super duper simple when it comes to like food and textures and stuff like that. And so he'll always make sure when he's making something a bit more complex that I might not like, whether it's like something that's got a lot of sauce or a lot of cheese or something that I might be not really fond of texturally, he'll set aside like a portion of just the normal ingredients, like, the vegetables, the protein, whatever it is, and he'll make me a separate plate with everything kind of separated. So it's like, even if you're someone that's not very like me, that's not very adventurous with food, it's still something that it's like getting good food, whatever, good food looks like for an individual, very, very quick and easy way to connect with somebody. But that's really sweet. I'm glad that you have that. That's a really nice way to connect with a person. All right, let's see. We'll do D&D Tieflings again to get some vibes going. Let's see. Because I already have the dynamic here between these two. Ooh. Thoughts on milk sweets? Ooh. Milk sweets. Let's see. Well, like, I don't know if that's like a specific type of like candy or something like that. Or if it's like a specific, or just like stuff made with milk, question mark? Not entirely sure. But I mean, when it comes to, it's just sweets made with milk. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to double check the ingredients of stuff that I normally eat, or like the main focus is milk. I don't know, actually. No, I mean, I think that there's plenty of stuff that I have that's made with milk. When it comes to sweets, like I know there's certain candies that have like almost like a kind of cream baseness to them and stuff like that, but more often than not, I'm like, so the big combos with me when it comes to like candy and sweets is like, I love a good chocolate peanut butter combo, sucker for that. And I also am very fond of like any kind of like fruitier candy and stuff like that. Like I love and like sour candies like Sour Patch, Skittles, I like, I almost like, I eat sweets that I enjoy sweets that I can like snack on. Like there's this one that's more of just like a little luxury treat to me, that's like these little chocolate covered acai berries. Those things are so freaking good. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually been exposed to a lot of like milk focused treats. Other than like the normal stuff as far as like ice cream and like certain like cream based stuff as far as like within like cakes and donuts and stuff like that. Have you heard of pastillas before, or have I mentioned them? Let me look them up because I'm more of a visual creature. Let me see. Pastillas. Let's see. Oh, interesting. I feel like I've seen these before. I don't think I've ever had them, but I have probably seen them before. But yeah, seeing them, I can confirm I have never had one before. But they look pretty yummy. They look very simple in their texture, which I feel like would be something that I'd be down to try that. It's literally just condensed milk and powdered sugar rolled into a ball and coated in sugar. Very easy to make, very yummy. Ooh. Yeah, because I'm someone that I prefer when it comes to any food of any kind, or treat or anything. I prefer like the consistency of texture, and because it's made with very simple ingredients, I definitely powdered milk, not powdered sugar. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I can't say that I've had that before. But it does sound very yummy, very simple, and it seems like it's in taste and texture, which for me that's something I feel like I would feel comfortable trying. All right, and then we'll work on this orc face. Let's also add a drawing guide. Oh, there we go. Okay. Bam. Drawing assist. All right, let's see. How do I want to do her eyes? It's yummy, as in I use the kitchen at work to make some to eat now and at home. Yummy. Well, that sounds good. It sounds like a very it sounds like a very simple thing, which for me I'm a sucker for a good just simple comfort food. Let's see. Nice. Let's touch up this face. My comfort food is always towel. I'm not sure if you might like it though. Again, I'm a visual person, so I think I've seen a lot of stuff. I just haven't. Ta. Ooh. Let's see. Interesting. Oh, it's tofu. Oh, interesting. With and it has like the like tapioca, like boba pearls in it too. I've seen a couple different ways that it can be made or like served and stuff like that, but yeah, I will say when it does come to a texture more like that, uh like cuz for me like it almost kind of looks like the texture of something like flan, which I'm not too fond of personally, but it still does look like it would be something that looks pretty yummy to have. But yeah, when it comes to textures, again, I'm very weird about that kind of stuff. I'm gonna have her look a little. All right, and then let me unassist this so I can do a little shine in the eye. Perfect. Okay. You and the person I like are actually very similar in that aspect. Yeah. I always feel bad because like my partner, we've been together for a little over 2 years now, and they like especially early on in our relationship, they wanted to like cook for me a lot and stuff like that. Which that was something that I had kind of like forewarned them, just like, hey, like I'm gonna tell you right now that I will be happy if you do decide to do that, but I also am very weird when it comes to that kind of stuff, when it comes to people making me food. And it's like, you'll probably make something that I can, that was probably amazing food, but I don't know if I'm going to end up eating it. So I always end up feeling a little bit bad and it was so funny too, because my partner had even like reached out to my mom, like, to be like, oh, I'll just figure out what he likes from his mom, which, obviously, it's a smart concept, good idea. But then there's my mom who's like, yeah, he's a extremely simple eater. He doesn't really eat a lot of like specially cooked foods. It's just a lot of the same ingredients. And so my partner was just like, ah, man, like I thought they were just trying to be modest about it. I'm like, nope, I'm actually very weird about food, but it's okay. I wouldn't say I'm more adventurous when it comes to like desserts, but when it comes to desserts, usually like stuff like especially like baked goods, the textures tend to be very similar to where it's like I can pretty confidently eat a lot of like baked goods that people make. So I usually recommend if people are gonna like want to make something for me food wise, I'm like go with something that is baked or something like that or dessert based. Even then, there's still some things that it's like, yeah, I won't eat it because like I remember one time there was this restaurant me and my brother were working at, and there was this party that had left almost an entire almost like a whole rum cake because it was a group of older ladies that were celebrating one of the ladies' birthdays. Custards, I don't think I've actually had a lot of custards. Let's see, custard. I know what custard is, but I don't think I've had a lot of custards because let's see. Because I know the texture can kind of vary within custards, that some of them are almost more like a yogurt, where others are almost more like a flan. Which I don't mind yogurts, like little parfaits and stuff like that are really nice. Cause like I grew up eating a lot of like goat yogurt with like almonds and nuts and fruits and stuff. So anything that's I think a little bit more yogurt based, I'm not too bad with. But yeah, so like we were at the restaurant and someone had left pretty much a whole rum cake. And so I had never had rum cake up to that point, and I didn't realize that. I thought it was just like a rum flavored cake. But apparently, rum cake is also something that you can have it be like soaked, like it's like a wet sponge almost. Again, I didn't know this. I was just like, oh, cake. And my brain was like, oh, I know what cake texture is. And I literally, my brother like was like, dude, I realized at that moment that it's like, you don't have a problem with flavor variety, you have a problem, like you have an issue with textures, because he was like, I literally watched you like feel the texture of it, that it was like wet cake, and you didn't like it, like you opened your mouth and it was like you didn't even eat it, like it wasn't even like anything happened to it, you just literally just barely felt the texture of the like rum soaked cake. And we're like, no, that's not what cake is supposed to be like. And so I was like, I literally was like, no, I'm not going to eat it. Like, I get it's cake, and I guarantee you it does taste great, but this texture, my body will not allow me to eat this. And so after that point, my brother was like, hey, dude, I don't think you've ever had an issue with flavor. It's like, you're not a picky eater as far as I've seen. He was like, you'll eat a really wide variety of like fruits and veggies and like different types of like flavors and food from different cultures. But when it comes to the texture of that food, that's where you have the issue. And it was like neuron activation in my brain. Just like, oh my God, that's it. That's what I've always grown up thinking, eviscerate the bot. Again, I will be more on top of it, but for right now, I'm kind of just letting them chill out in here because I'm getting very close to reaching the three person viewership average, which will allow me to get access to all the fun Twitch affiliate like things, so I can start doing stuff like Twitch channel point redeems and stuff like that. Or what else is there? And like be able to make like an emote library for people to use in my chat and stuff. So it's just a waiting game until then. But for now, they have privileges to exist here. Am I on the right layer? Yes. Oh, whoops! I didn't realize this was layer assisted. Whoopsies! Wrong layer. Okay. I'm still eating them though. What are you still eating? All right, let's see. Some tiefling fit. Honestly, at this point, I can just go into my D&D Pinterest board. Oh, hello? Hold on. Oh, there we go. Weird. Oh. It's not letting me access my boards. Weird. Interesting. Okay, well, you know what? We'll just pin this to Critical Role and then get out of here through this. Or not. Hold up. Oh, you're still eating the bots? Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me just kick Pinterest out because it's being weird. There we go. Okay, yeah, that was being weird for some reason. Okay, and then we'll throw it back in here. Bam. Nice. Okay. So now we can get some inspiration for hairstyles and fits. So since I already have her face going, I'll still work on the orc lady, orc cook lady. I'm gonna have her be like almost like a sweet auntie. That's what I feel like I'm gonna have her energy be. I need more iron in my diet after all. I feel like you'll get plenty of that from some, I was about to say Twitch bots. Or no, yeah, Twitch bots. In my brain, I said out loud was saying TikTok, but no, Twitch bots. I did not know you could split screen like that. Yeah, it's so useful, especially because like you can have it be like different size screens and stuff. So like usually I have it set up like this just because I want to have more of my drawing screen available rather than my Pinterest screen. Because it's like usually I'll just like have like a couple of images or like a specific image up. But yeah, it's super duper useful because for me, I'm like, I don't know. I like having some kind of like general thing going on the side, whether that's like a YouTube video or something like that. For me, I usually just swipe up and drag the app onto the app. I already opened it in a nice little window thingy. Oh, that's cool. I know different like devices and stuff like that have different options, but this works well, I think, for like my stream setup as well too. Just having it be like the main drawing stuff. Because normally I would like, before I figured out I could do this, I just kind of would just like pick and choose and like have like a little mood board somewhere in the corner. But now then I can actually like cycle through stuff, because especially in something like this where I've got like all these different character concepts going on, it's very helpful. But anyway, let's see. Let's get a good idea of her outfit and hair and stuff, which I'm also going to need to come up with like names for these characters, of course. But for now, we'll just get their fits and aesthetics down well. Because she's going to be our cook, so we'll have her have like a nice, maybe something like this. There we go. Oh wait, actually, hold on. I shouldn't have it be. I love the boy you drew before. Oh, this guy? Yeah, Soren. I'm a sucker for any kind of more like furry based character, especially in fantasy. Like I'm a sucker for how like in Delicious in Dungeons the kobolds are basically like in the same way tabaxis are cats, it's like the kobolds were dogs. But yeah, he's my favorite, I think, so far, especially because like he's going to be the like creator and leader of this guild that I have established. I'm a furry, of course. I love furries. Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, like I've been wanting to do more furry art. And so making stuff like this, it's something that it's like I'm getting good experience with that. Cause I even have, so like these creatures for the janitors that I'm going to make, the Kuatoa, they're basically like fish people, which I feel like will be a funny see. Cause Kuatoa. Yeah, they're like these like funky little fish guys. So I'm excited to design something fun for them because obviously there's different ways I can interpret it and stuff like that. But I'm imagining because like most of them have them being like these little like very non-intelligible creatures, almost in the same way that like goblins are usually depicted, where it's like they're just kind of a horde of animals. But I want to do something I think more along the lines of something like this, where it's like they're actually going to be these little guys. Which, speaking of, I should actually save that to my D&D ward. What's my computer doing? Oh, we're chilling. Okay. Or even something like this, like just big fish guy. I think that'll be fun to have them be more like still pretty simple creatures, but I want to give them a little bit more character detail. So that'll be fun. My entire motivation to draw is furries. I really want to draw them, so I'm trying. Yeah, it's something that I like. I've done, let's see, I've done it quite a bit. Yeah. So like, here's this character I did for Art Fight that I was super duper proud. I still am very proud of how this came out. Then this one, this like penguin pirate guy, this one was super fun. I love doing the background on that one. And then like the full body pose for this one, and like kind of lineless-esque style. This one was super, I enjoyed that one a lot. The pose was nice. This one technically counts too, if it'll let me open it. Hello, there we go. That same like kind of lineless-esque style. Really liked how that came out too. And even like this guy, my it's not a furbolg, it's a bugbear. Bugbear character that I designed too. Still technically falls under that. But let's see. Oh, and yeah, and some of all this stuff for an old webcomic idea, a little slice of life thing. Is this all the stuff for it? Yeah. What else do I have? Plenty of stuff in my work in progress, I bet. Yeah, here's this one that I will hopefully eventually actually finish in color and everything like that. That was just something I drew on the spot. Oh, here's another one. This is actually a character that will be showing up in this campaign from my old campaign. He didn't ever actually get introduced, but this was a character concept that I had for this little fennec fox guy, a little artificer. I really struggle with bodies themselves. Yes, that is definitely something I've noticed where, you know, being able to blend certain elements, because it's like you'll have people that draw furries with more paw-like hands or more human-like hands, more paw-like feet or more human-like feet, that it's just kind of striking that balance of what works for you. Because like, what else do I have? A lot of my older stuff isn't really furry based, but these files up here have a ton of drawings in them. Oh, here's some stuff. I totally forgot about these little characters I made up. Should probably work on these at some point. But yeah, I've been doing a lot more experimentation with that kind of, like, just with furry art in general, and getting comfortable, not even comfortable with it, just like figuring out how it works for me. Because like I did these on stream, just like some basic animal studies. Specifically snoots and eyes. Yeah. Cause that comes down to more of a stylization thing. Cause like for me, like the way I draw the noses across everything, whether it's animals or humans, that's just kind of a style choice. And the same for the eyes, you know, cause you can have them be more animal-like or more, you know, human character-like. Let's see. What else have I drawn? Anymore? No, this is all Flambert art. This too. What about in here? What's in this file? Oh yeah, this one. Where is it? There it is. This one was one I did a long, not even that long ago, but I was super duper proud of how this came out. I forgot the main paw pad in that, and the finger beans are a bit bigger than they should be, where it's like they should just kind of be on the tips, but it still was something that I was just kind of testing out, trying to draw furries and getting into it. The goobers, so yeah, I've drawn a lot of different stuff. So like there's that. I did some little light studies that I posted on my social medias at some point, which I liked because my old, or like one of my personas is like a little coyote. So that's what this was based off of. Yeah, some more sketches with that just to kind of get a feel for how that would function. Because I feel very confident within like my expressions and stuff, and then like yeah, like the Frank Castle's Punisher as like a pit bull. Because I feel fairly confident within my realm of like expressions and like anatomy and stuff like that. It's just having good reference and knowing how to do it with like certain creature features, and like this one I made. That's kind of based off of what's that, like the weasel on the ball toy. I forgot what it's, I think that's literally what it's called. It's just like something super duper simple. Like it was something that was like a toy that existed where it's like it basically, what is it? It would basically be just like a ball with a little snoot of this little like weasel worm thing connected to it. And that's what this little creature and character is based off of. It's just really the snouts that I struggle with. I say I'm happy with everything I've done so far except snouts. So I'm trying to work on snouts before I stop trying to focus on anything and just draw. Yeah, snouts, yeah, definitely. Especially in like, you know, understanding it in all its different dimensions and stuff. Like drawing like creatures from the sides and stuff. I totally understand that. But yeah, this one's one I did I'm super proud of. I love the colors on this one. And like the blue line art works really well with it, I think. But yeah, I was super happy with that. What is this one? Oh yeah, and then some August drawings. I bet you I have some more furry art in this file somewhere. Yes, technically, because I was working on some paws for this character from Critical Role's 4th campaign. Really loved his character design, so I was like, I'm gonna draw some paws for this guy because they're pretty wrapped up in the way that they have him drawn, and so I was like, I want to draw and practice some like paws and stuff like that because drawing paws is super duper fun. So that one's good, and then yeah, we'll save that back on the file. All right, yeah, and then back to our designs. Sweet. Okay. And then I wanted to establish some hair for her because we already have one that has like a braid. So I'm thinking we do, let's see, hairstyles. I do really like the way these braids are done, but that's more of like a furring texture within it as well. What else do I have for inspiration? I could have her have maybe like a bun, maybe like a loose bun, like a loose messy bun to keep all her hair out of the way of the food, or like a ponytail. I'm thinking maybe something where her hair is like super big and puffy, right? Right? Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, just like super messy. I just need to learn how to do studies, not procrastinate them on them. Yeah, honestly. Oh, time to transfer the charger over. Oops. Oh, hold on. Oh, I had to stretch really far for that charger. Jesus. Okay. And let there be charge. Cool. Oh, didn't want to erase that much. Sweet. Sweet. And then we'll have her. Maybe even have it be more like a. Could just be. Yeah, just kind of have her hair tough that way, and then something like that, and then yeah, and then just kind of some kind of messy bun. Does that look nice? Kinda. I want to flatten this down a little bit though. Not as puffy. Yeah, something like that. Have a good. Have to go lurk for a bit, but have a good one. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out for a bit. And if you come back by, totally fine, but no pressure. Have a wonderful rest of your day, depending on when you come back. All right, let's see. Did I erase the right space for this? Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then let's mask that. Actually, no, we'll just undrawing assist it. So that way I can see what it'll be like when it covers the ear. There we go. Yeah, this looks good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like this. All right, now let's decide how she's gonna wear her fit, because she's a cook, so we want to have like a nice little cook's attire, maybe with a little armor mixed in. Probably some just like loose fitting clothing. Yeah. Honestly, probably just have her have just like some super short sleeves so she can have her arms free. There we go. Okay, so then we'll have like some kind of, oh wait. Nice. Okay. And then just kind of probably would be better for her to have like a apron of some kind, just like a short little apron on the bottom. Yeah, something like Or even just like a... There we go. And then... There we go. Something like that. And then she's got little hooves, so she doesn't really got to worry about shoes. Or maybe even just something a bit shorter. Yeah. Something like that. Something small. And then we'll have her have... Especially if it's like fuzz. Actually, you know what? Let's see. Because there's like border. Yeah, because it's like they have those like just little pieces, the little toes, right? Yeah. There we go. Something like that. Yeah, I like that. And then, oh, that's cute. I'm going to add that to a board. And then maybe we'll have her have like little armor on her feet. Right? Or like some kind of like little sandals. Some little simple sandals of some kind. Nah, I don't think that works for her. Something maybe more. Let's see. Yeah, just like some little accessories. Little gold bands. I'm not sure. We'll figure something out. Sweet. Actually, I could probably have this be a little higher up. Some kind of blanket kind of piece. And then yeah. Okay. Could have some like little leather pieces or something. Right? Something like that. Yeah, something like that. There we go. Yeah, something like that looks good. And then we'll have her have some, let's see, a cook in D&D. Let's see. Um, hmm. Let's see. What can I do for some fun little cook's clothes? There we go. Or if anything, we could actually have this go up all the way over. Yeah. Yeah, that works. And then yeah, arms out makes sense. And then what else can we add? Maybe just some like little bracer pieces, I guess. Kind of to match with the stuff on her feet. Yeah, something kind of like this. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. There we go. Yeah, I like that for her. Something simple but good. We'll match those to that. Just like some loose fitting pants as well. Yeah. Some simple attire. And then I'm going to have him have some really bougie fit going. All right, let's see. Let's go back here to get some inspiration for our tiefling bartender. Oh, and let's also do another canvas flip. Yeah, it looks good. All right, let's see. For him, we'll have him have. Ooh, I kind of like him having some kind of ruffles going on. Or let's see, what else do we got? Stumbling away. I'll scroll back pretty far because. Take on me, take on me. All right. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Because you got to remember he's a bartender. So. Hmm. And then we'll have him have some little earrings on his ears. Yeah. And then we'll probably have him have some super puffy sleeves, I'm thinking. Something like that. Hmm. No, not feeling that. Let's see. What else do we have? Bartender, bartender. What screams bartender? Um, Bartender. Definitely something very colorful. Also, I do think I'm going to change up the fit here slightly to have her have like some handles for like or we'll have her have like a little spoon. Spoon. Yeah. Some kind of spoon and oh, too big of a eraser. Yeah, something like that. Just a little cook's tool belt. Something like, yeah, I like that. That's cool. All right, back to our bartender lad. Yeah, I'm still liking the frills on the end here. Yeah, and then yeah, something like that. And then some higher boots, maybe. Oh, vest, maybe a vest. Something like that. Yeah. Kind of pirate-esque fit. Yeah. Oh, wait, it's a tiefling. I totally forgot his tail. How did I miss that? Let's see, what kind of tail do I want to give him? Yeah. And then let's see. Pants, pants. Yeah, it kind of looks piratey, but I think it works. Oh, and he's definitely going to have some heal action going on with these boots. Mm. Honestly, he could have a history of being a pirate, potentially. We'll see. Let's see. All right, and then tail end as well. All right, what is that little end going to look like? Let's see. Ooh, kind of like a shark fin. Ooh, I like that actually. Yeah. Ow. Hurt my toe. Owie. I do feel like this lady's neck to be just a little bit thicker. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, and then for this guy, he's definitely going to have lots of little bedazzlements on his tail and stuff. Well, there are, I think, in the Underdark, because of there being the Glimmer Sea, that there are technically pirates. They could have been part of a crew. It could be an option. Oh, whoops. I need a eraser. There we go. All right, now to figure out the eyes for this guy. Ooh, and I also need to figure out the hair for him, of course. Duh. Let me flip her. And then erase for the shine. Oh, actually, it's perfect size. Yeah. Nice. What am I going to do for his hair? Ooh, you know what? I'm thinking. Hold up. Let me cook. Hold on. Drawing assist. Okay, yeah, I'm thinking long, luxurious locks. Should I give him curly hair? Let's see how curly hair would look. Especially because he's got like the ram's horns. So that might actually work pretty well. Yeah, what kind of styles can I do with that? Because there's lots of different hairstyles. What do we got? For hair, because I already have someone with a braid. Hmm. Maybe just. Hmm. What am I thinking for this guy? Maybe have it partially up, partially down? Nah. Hmm. Oh, this is tricky. Maybe just short, curly hair. Yeah. Just some puffy, curly hair. Yeah. And then the horns end up going back. And then poking back out through. Yeah, I like that. I like that for him. Oh, whoops. I forgot to turn on the drawing assist. My bad. There we go. Let's see. What if I did add like a little... Let's see. Yeah, I think it's fine just how it is. Yeah, and then the mouth. Ooh, should I give him little teeths? Nice, okay. Is his head a little too big? It might just be. Hold on. Give me just a sec. Nope. I want it to go down uniformly. Yeah, that's better. All right. There'd be a cute little pair. Okay. There we go. Nice. Okay. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Turn off the assist. All right. Yeah, I'm liking this. All right. And then I guess we got to do some color blocking. Oh, hold on. Nice. Okay, yeah, so we got our bartender and we've got our cook. Nice. Okay. And then let me get a little lower opacity block in for some color. Wait a minute. There we go. Yeah, I like this guy. Oh, whoops. Wrong layer. There we go. Oh. Stop erasing. Oh, wait. Also, we should erase the arms. Oh. There we go. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait. I got to edit where the drawing guide is. Or actually, if I flip these two around again, might end up right where it needs to be. Nope. Okay. Should move him down a little more. Right about there. Yeah. I like these two. This is cool. They'll be good for this campaign. All right, and then let me go ahead and edit the drawing guide so it's in the middle of her face. Perfect. Okay. Actually, it kind of looked better without the fill in. Yeah. All right, and then, yeah, I think that's pretty good where it's at. There we go. Oh. Oh, did my computer freeze? Hello? Oh no, is it too hot? No, my computer's fine. What happened with YouTube? Hold on. Wi-Fi's still up. Okay, good. YouTube, are you okay? We're chilling, we're chilling. I guess YouTube just decided to crash on me for some reason. That's fine. Oh. There we go. Okay. Why is this being weird? Okay. Just took YouTube a second to get back to it. That was weird. All right, there we go. There we go. Sweet. All right, I like these two. It'll be cool to have all these guys in like one big lineup at some point. What time are we at? 3:34. Perfect. So we got one more hour. And then let me go ahead and actually erase this. Sweet. All right. Okay, now I need to come up with names for these goobers. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right. I think I can flatten down these line artworks, maybe, for each individual. And then, actually, I think we'll figure out some color palettes later, but I gotta think of names for these two. Um, Actually, you know what? We're just gonna draw up a design for some Kuatoa janitors. Because I still got about an hour. Mm. Fipsh. Kind of looks more lizard-like than fish-like, but let's look up some pictures of the Kuatoa. So a little less that and more. Nice. Okay. So they kind of do look a little lizardy-esque, especially with the sharp teeth. This kind of looks more axolotl, but oh wait, we can have some little fins come out from here. Okay. Little guys. Is it better to have them have like a underbite? Yeah, I kind of like that. Change up their little peats. Let's see. Nice. Okay. Are they better with or without a little tail? Mm. Kind of like little piranhas almost. Ah, come on. There we go. Little friendly fellas. Now to give them their little janitor fits. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Kind of like this, like a little suit. Oh, you know what? I'll give them little bandanas too, so they can cover up their mouths if they're dealing with something super gross. let's see. Kuatoa again. They have to have the little fins on their top. Just like little ones. Nice. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they'll each have their own little bandana. Because now there's 3 janitors. Welcome back. I was deciding whether or not I wanted to finalize the designs for them and like work on actual color palettes and stuff, or if I wanted to start working on some little Kuatoa janitor designs. And obviously, as you can see, the little fishy guys are what I went with. I'm thinking they're all gonna have like the same little uniform, but they'll each have like either a different colored bandana or like a slightly different accessory. Like one of them will have a little pair of goggles, and then maybe one of them will have like each of them will be tasked with a different item. Like one of them will have a mop, one of them will have the cleaning solution, and the other one's just maybe going to be the one that kind of picks everything up. But I'm liking how these little guys are coming out. Thinking they maybe don't really need the goggles, but obviously you chose the more edible option. Oh, no, they're good. They're good little guys. I'm very excited to come up with little voices for the 3 little janitors. They're good and yummy emergency food. No, I guarantee my player, the way I'm gonna play these guys, my players will end up falling in love with these little guys because they're not very smart, but they're very, very helpful and happy to be here. They kind of look a little bit dinosaur-y, lizardy, so I'm like adding other elements. Love it. Would eat. Leave them alone. Fish are friends, not food. Yeah. Okay. And then okay. But I do like how they are friends are food if they consent. Oh goodness. Well, these little guys have their job and work to do, and they love their little job of helping to clean up the building. So, all right, let me sharpen these edges up a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna boil it down to they each just have a different colored bandana. Yeah. Yeah. Then they got their little cleaning uniforms. Indubitably quite saddened by the fact that they wisheth to work as a janitor, but alas, I shall accept their wishes and not eat them. They are in D&D lore, they are extremely simple creatures, and so I feel like they would just end up having someone that's like, all right, if you work, we'll pay you and whatever you want. And they're like, all right, cool, we'll do it. And the reality is they probably just want to have some food themselves. And so they get plenty of food and are paid well and treated well in their little guild. I'm excited to do some more research on them to see like their species and everything like that to get a really good foundation set for playing them. How am I gonna do this? Yeah. There we go. Sweet. And then sweet. There we go. Yeah. So there's only gonna be 3 of them, and I'll just have them each have a different colored bandana. Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, little teeth. Very fish-like, me likey. Well, yeah, they're fish. Ooh, you know what? Maybe I should add some little like catfish whiskers. Nah, that's gonna be too much detail. I think that where they're at is perfect. Little guys. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. And then do they need scale? Yeah, that works. If you add front teeth, it reminds me of bug snacks. Oh, yeah. I can see that. I'll add a little bit right here. Yeah. I feel like they would just work for snacks. Like, you're telling me I don't gotta go out and like hunt and like fight for survival out there in the Underdark? I can just stay here and be safe and just clean up a few messes every now and then? They're in. Honestly, same. That's the life. I mean, they're well taken care of, you know? Like, they keep the environment clean, they do their job. In this economy, it's like you will house and shelter me in a safe environment. I'll take it. Because like one of the things that I'm really excited for in this campaign is like the guild that this is in the Underdark, and so it's like there's a stigmatism around the Underdark that it's like, oh, it's this scary evil place, you know. And obviously, you know, there is like, you know, a lot of monsters and stuff like that as far as like outside of any of the little civilizations that exist in the Underdark. But as far as like this specific guild, you would think like the working conditions would be terrible, but they're actually pretty good. I mean, especially if this guy's your boss, you'll be fine. That's why if I ever get shapeshifter powers, I'm going to turn into a very adorable critter so I can just live comfortably. I mean, come on, look at that face. How can you say no to a face like that? Can't wait to establish the little found family dynamic going on with these guys. Because like the big thing I wanted to have as far as like story elements and stuff is that like almost everybody that my players will see that work here is like usually going to be races and creatures that are, you know, portrayed as like monsters and stuff like that and seen as being these evil creatures. But in reality it's like they're all a pretty good they're a pretty good crew. Or since shapeshifter powers are stupid, I could pull a Spider-Man and sell pictures of me being Bigfoot or something. You know, whatever you gotta do, whatever works. All right, so we've got, okay, now we need our Darrow Repairman, which is basically like a, huh, isn't that what they're called? Let me see. Darrow 5E. Yeah, that's what they're called. Darrow. There's really no Pinterest images of them because they're basically just like dark gnomes or like dwarves. Whatever. I'll just look up dark dwarves. If I have shapeshifter powers, then I do a lot of very heinous activities. Drawing Kuotoa as I'm nearing them in Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, well there's like if you actually look it up, it's Derro. And they're a completely different species from the Durgar that I'm like looking up right now. Because it says they resemble small dwarves, but they still have a completely different name, which is interesting. I guess is this a 5th edition? Yeah, it's a 5th edition creature. Surprised I'm not finding them. But yeah, for my new campaign that I'm making, I have the little crew of Kuotoas that are going to be the janitors for this little guild in the Underdark. So I'm designing what their little outfits will look like scampering around in this little guild. Yeah. I know. I'm so excited because so there's this is actually, let me pull up a better imaging of these guys. So I have this artificer Knoll that's going to be I'm going to go pass out now. It's 2 a.m. Oh, go get some good rest. Yes. Thank you for hanging out with me. But I have this Knoll artificer that's going to be the head like creator of the guild, and then this drow, I'm considering having her be a half drow, like a half elf drow. I'm actually gonna write that down before I forget it. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Half drow. Yeah. But yeah, these are the two that are essentially, he's the one that may have like technically created the guild, but she's the one that is like the one that actually runs it. So I already kind of established them as characters and like have their designs done. And then this, I'm going to have this one, or the cook for the guild is going to be an orc. The barkeep is going to be a tiefling. And then I just have a little crew of like 3 Kuotoas. Naturally as a drow. Love it. Yeah, so I'm just getting all these things set up for when I eventually start DMing those sessions, because what's it called? I had a session that I was running before, and it was like a more linear storyline. And so we've reached a point now where there's enough people that there's always like one person that's unable to be there, and so it's kind of had to go on a permanent hiatus. And so I basically am like, okay, you know what, I'm going to create a new D&D campaign concept where essentially every session is going to be a little one shot, and you guys are all members of this guild. And so whoever shows up to the table, as long as it's 2 or more people that can show up, will basically run the session. And then it's just basically like, since they're a guild, it's like they'll just go on these little one-shot adventures, and they can either keep the same character or have like a small little roster of characters that they can switch between however they want. And just basically every session have it be a self-contained adventure, but these members, these NPCs, as far as like the guild and everything like that, are going to stay consistent. So I've just been establishing how those characters will look so I can show them and describe them to my players and have them be more established. And then bit by bit, as they go out into the world and like do more things and go on more adventures, be like, oh, you know what, this NPC that I made for this one adventure that you guys went on, I really liked, so I'll bring that guy back for something. But that's how I'm planning on running it. And then that way it's like we don't have to be worried about having a specific like, not everybody has to be there all the time, and it's just like whoever shows up, and then the adventure is its own little self-contained thing. So I'm excited for that. And then what am I doing? Right. Hit. Oh, there we go. Nope, wrong pen. Let me move this up above this. Cool. There we go. There we go. And then what time is it? It is 4:07. All right, we got about another half hour for stream. So let's see. We've got Well, I'm kind of bummed out that the whole Darrow thing wasn't showing up for reference, which that's fine. Because honestly, I don't even really think they need a repairman, especially if their boss man is Artificer. So honestly, he can serve. I like that duality actually for him, that he'll serve as both the, like, technically the person that created the guild and also the person that can easily do the, you know, quote unquote lowly job of fixing things up. So I'll actually keep that like it is, and then just have the rest of the crew be other guild members, as far as other adventurers that get sent out, or people that work in some kind of position. So yeah, we'll have the cook, the barkeep, the janitors. What else can I do? What else can I establish for this? Oh, and if you're still here, Jules, something I thought you might like is that I took inspiration off of Delicious in Dungeon's way of depicting orcs, and have it that I took it one step further and like gave them the like little like pig hooves for the feet. I was debating whether or not to have them have the little baby tails, but I think it works better like this. And so I thought that was a fun detail to add because like I'm basically, the way I like running my games at this point that I've established is that it's like I basically just use the basic outline of Faerun and its creatures, but like add little flavor texts here and there for like certain just like, you know, just different like lore elements and stuff like that. Because one thing I'm going to have with them as far as like orcs is that I wanted to have an orc cook, because I was like, if I'm going to have it be a slightly more like pig feature-esque creature, because I'm 99% sure that pigs are omnivores, right? Are pigs omnivores? Yeah, they're omnivores. Yeah, perfect. Because I was going to say that it would be kind of fun to have it established that, you know, they're only in average culture within Faerun, that it's like, oh, they're these monsters that hunt and are dangerous and like eat people. And I'm going to have it essentially be that it's like they can and will, but at the end of the day it's like they're not just eating like raw meat. Like they're actually pretty good like cooks and have pretty good sense of like flavoring and stuff like that. And like actually make pretty good cuisine. It just looks a little bit like, you know, some of the ingredients that they might use or something that could be questionable to other different like quote unquote more civilized races. But I want to have it be that it's like almost in that just a way where it's like she's just going to be this very loud and like almost like just loud auntie of like in the kitchen and just like making good food for people. And occasionally she'll add in an ingredient that's like, what did you say this was made out of? She's like, don't worry about it. It's all fine. It's all good. It's yummy, right? And it's like, yeah, that's all that matters. So I'm excited to like create all these different character dynamics between the NPCs and my players. Because I still don't know what my players are planning on bringing to the table as far as their characters just yet. So I'm just focusing on establishing how the NPCs of this guild specifically are going to function. But speaking of, I also eventually want to draw up some concepts for other adventures that I could also throw in if my players occasionally need a little extra muscle on whatever they're going to do. Please tell me you'll post session recaps or something. I got to know your adventures. Honestly, I am kind of thinking about doing like, I don't know if I don't know if everyone, because like it's a pretty big group of people, and so I don't know if everyone would be comfortable with me recording or not. But I would definitely want to like write down notes so I can do some little like mini comic posts, especially that way I can have something more consistent to like post on my Blue Sky and like stuff like that. So I might do some like little moment recaps within like some kind of little like monochrome comic type beat thing, especially if like I have established drawings for like what all these different characters look like and stuff like that. What I'll do is just like I'll record the sessions, but I won't post the recordings. I'll just go through and like create a little like analog comic of like here are the highlight moments that I think are the best from each session. Because it'll be a bit easier to do that, I think, especially because each session will be its own little self-contained adventure. So that might be a fun thing to do, to kind of focus my channel on becoming something, especially because like I have this version of my character where they're like a little D&D character. Let's see. Boink. So that might be fun to have that be my main source of media that I post, and have it be something related. Most of my stuff are related to D&D. But yeah, I would personally enjoy that, because I know that like with the type of sessions that I run, that there's going to be a lot of perfect setup for fun moments like that. Especially because like something I wanted to establish within my way of I'm gonna play this is that I'm gonna have it be essentially that even if you'll have to show up a little bit late to a session or something like that, that you're allowed to come in a little bit later, because it would make sense within the lore and the narrative to do that. Because then it's like, oh, you're just now showing up, like you just got sent out or whatever. But I think that would create some really funny moments, because it's like, you know, you could be walking in the door where it's like, yeah, we're still traversing, so you meet up with us. That's chill. That's fine. But I'm really hoping that there'll be these moments, which there definitely were. I feel like there will be, no matter what, as we go on. Is just like there will be these moments where someone comes in and it's like there's like a crazy like battle going on or something like that. So I'm excited to see what moments I can be there and just kind of sit back and watch the chaos unfold. I'm excited. it seems like a fun concept that'll be a lot easier to manage and keep the ball rolling with it. So we shall see. Oh, something that you'll like, I don't know if you saw this before. This character that I have right here, some fun flavor backstory is that she actually has, oh, if it'll let me zoom in and do it. Since he's an artificer, this little knoll guy, what I'm going to have established for their backstory, because like their personalities are like the complete opposite of one another, and I'm going to have it be that it's like the players are going to wonder, it's like, how does she put up with him? But I'm going to have it be that the way that they had ended up making a connection as NPCs is that she was in some kind of like, cave in where the lower half of her legs had gotten crushed off. And basically he built her, the prosthetics that she has on the bottom half of her legs. And so like there's a whole storyline and like origin of these two meeting and starting the guild from the ground up. But that's something I'm really excited for when that moment finally gets revealed to my players. If they like ever need like a call in, or if they ever are in like real danger, that she can kind of just step in, or if they need protecting or so, like something might happen where it's like eventually something gets revealed where it's like they see that she has these like magical prosthetics, and then that story can unfold that it's like, yeah, he saved her life. That's why they're as tight as they are, even though they're literally the complete opposites energetically. Because she'll usually wear like pretty loose fitting bottom half clothes. Like they'll pretty loose on her legs. So it's like you don't really notice it. It won't be something that I point out until the moment arises for it. But yeah, I'm really excited with just all the different little things that I've got going on. Oh, hold on. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Let me move all these guys a little bit over. There we go. But yeah, I've already got tons of different little one-shot adventure ideas for my players to go on. So that'll be fun to see once we get started. Yeah, but I definitely should next stream actually get all these finalized, or at least plop down some colors for them, so that way I can show them, or at very least describe them to my players with good coherency. Because I've started to develop a pretty solid, consistent stylization choice when it comes to doing final drawings of characters, especially with like, what is it? Like this kind of style that's like very simply colored, but like very drastically. Oh, where is it? I did an illustration not too long ago. If my iPad will allow me to see. Hello? Oh. Oh, Procreate? Are you okay? Interesting. Did Procreate crash? Hold on. Oh shit. Whoops. Hold on. I don't know if that just crashed my screen mirroring. Did it? I don't think it did. I figured the app would need to be running, right? Is it still? It is. Oh, okay. Cool. Phew. All right. I thought that would have crashed the program. We good. We fine. We good. But yeah. Oh, what was I showing before? Right. Illustration work. Even like in this one, but especially in this one, just like starting to establish a style that it's very, pretty basic flat coloring, and then layering in, what's it called? Just like super, just blacked out shadows and whited out highlights. Yeah, I want to eventually, like, I'm almost saving this in the position that it's in because it's like I want to get better at actually like rendering textures out and stuff like that. And it's like this is at the perfect compositional point that it's like I understand how I want this to look once I understand how to render better. And then I want to come back to this and actually like render it out properly. But I do very much like where it's at. I'm very happy with this, honestly. Yeah, what other things have I done that are okay? I'm almost scared to open this canvas again. But yeah, this was a kind of style study for my like personal style study that I did that I was super happy with, which actually the background color should change for the yeah. There we go. Because then I actually have like the light sources a bit more obvious without a white background. But this is one I was super duper happy with. Just kind of a fantasy character lighting study and stuff. But that one's good. And then, oh yeah, I did some hands in that kind of style, like little paw hands in that way as well, which I like. But yeah, this was one that I was super happy with, which actually I should go ahead and do this. So that way the background can be white. Then I can trade between other things. Yeah, that works. Cool. The coloring is very Rebecca Sugar concept art. Oh my god, thank you. Oh, that is the aspiration. But yeah, I'm trying not to get too hung up because like I'm pretty confident in like my sense of like anatomy and form and like proportions and stuff like that. For like cool posings and good compositions for like illustrations and stuff like that. But yeah, it's honestly it's like I know that rendering ultimately is like that's the thing that I really want to eventually work on, because I've done a lot of really cute and cool stuff. What is this? Yeah. But yeah, this is another one of the characters that I'm going to have featured in my campaign, that I was going to introduce in my last campaign, but it never ended up happening. So I want to have them cross over into the new campaign that I'm going to make. And what I'm really excited for is the way I plan on introducing this character was that this little goblin trader that my players had met and really fallen in love with, I was going to have it be that that's how this goblin trader knew this little fennec fox artificer. But this time I'm almost going to do it in reverse, where now my campaign they'll meet this little guy and I'll almost get to like reintroduce that old goblin wandering trader character. And I'd be excited to see if my players from my last campaign recognize that character. Which also, Jewel, I feel like you'll really like my partner's character design and their whole concept, because Jay was essentially like, when we were making character, was like, can I just be like a bug guy? And I was like, yeah, there's like a Thakreen species and stuff like that. And so we essentially did some lore, and essentially we have it be that in the campaign before, the Thakreen are a race that comes from and has like a society built in the Fate arc, and this basically it's like a bug kingdom, and Jay's character is like a royal diplomat, like one of the members of the quote unquote royal family. And so they had made this fun bug character, and I was really happy to illustrate it for them as far as like how their character was going to look. Because I also did the art for my other player's character, this little kobold paladin that is literally uses a sword that's like twice the size of them. And these two were like a duo that knew each other before. And so Jay's character, Callum, kind of had a story similar to what's it called? Z's centaur character, Lassell, where he ended up going from the Fade Arc and ended up getting like shot, teleported somehow magically into the material world and the material plane, and that's how these characters met up. What class? Jay's character is a cleric, and so their little like magic thing, like their little the weapon they have. Shit, what's it called? What is it called? The Finn had with some of them. Hold on, D&D weapons. What are these things called? It's just like it's just a big chunk of metal at the end of a stick. What are these called? No. Not a morning star. Oh, what are these called? Dagger club. Mace. Right? Is that what it is? Hold on. Mace 5e. Oh, hello? Oh, weird. Oh, it's because I clicked 5. Right. Forgot I can't click numbers. Yes, so their mace design for Jay's cleric is essentially this little lamp, like lantern thing. And they're like magic and they're like divine connection and stuff like that shows up as these little like glowing moths. And so basically, like, because the initial concept for Jay's character was essentially, it's like, can I be like a moth or like a bug cleric that like worships the light? And I was like, that is a hilarious concept. Yes, absolutely, you can do that. And so they're like, their whole aesthetic is basically like a bug that like worships light. So it was I'm pretty bummed that things just ended up, getting rough with scheduling and we can't really continue the story. But yeah, so the way that these two characters ended up connecting was essentially he got Losselled from the Fade Arc into the material plane, and basically this little tiny kobold takes in this giant bug creature and is like, "Don't worry, I got you. I'll help you out." And so they just have kind of been sticking together. So it's definitely super fun. And then I didn't get to draw them yet, but I have these other two characters. The total party is a human, oh crap, what is he? Human paladin, a tabaxi barbarian, our kobold paladin, and then our Thakreen cleric. So it was a fun crew of characters, and then we had another buddy of Jay's come in, and just for a little bit of a story element was like a set of living armor. Crap, I forgot what class he was. But yeah, I'm kind of bummed that it's had to forcibly end, because the character, like the party we had, was such a interesting concept and like bunch of characters that I really enjoyed DMing for. But yeah, these are the only two that I had actually managed to draw, because I was drawing them while the players that played them, were there, and so I got to like basically be like, oh, you want this instead? So I was waiting for a moment to draw these other two, but alas, it never came, which is okay. But yeah, just like Jay's bug character, though, I definitely Jay's bug character and Megan's kobold paladin, they kind of were my favorites as far as like their dynamic and designs and stuff like that, which was super fun. Oh wait, I also have what's it called? Like a little mode when their magic's on. Yeah, just like little glowy bugs. Yeah, but I honestly, I'm really excited too, because like now it's technically a bigger total party and stuff for this next campaign. So I know that there's going to be a lot of fun concepts, like one that Jay was pitching to me. Our crowd for Strahd is dealing with, first for us, too many humans. That's crazy. I almost don't believe it. Too many humans. Oh goodness. Everyone was like, "All right, time for me to think outside of the box with this one. A human." Oh, that's so funny actually. Yeah, because like literally for just like me making NPCs, it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna use this Fennec Fox from the last one. I've got Kuatoa janitors, Tiefling, Barkeep, Orc, Cook, Drow, Knoll, just like trying to go through all of the cooler, not even cooler, just like different creatures. Right, lol, I literally made a hobgoblin for diversity points. Oh my god. Yeah, you're like, I'm the diversity member of the party, diversity hire. I'm just here. That's so funny. Oh, but yeah, I'm super excited to see what all the players I have for this campaign concept, what they have, because like I wanted to give them the option where it's like, okay, since it's a one and done deal for every session, essentially, if you want to basically just like do a different character build, like I'll let everybody have like maybe a max of 3 characters that they can go and switch between. But last night Jay had like pitched a concept to me and was like, hey, what if I were to have twins, like a set of twins that I play between? And I was like, oh, please do tell me more. And basically Jay was like, well, what if I have it be a set of twins that they basically work 2 jobs between the 2 of them, where essentially they like whenever one twin goes topside, they like one's working in the guild, and then whenever the other twin that's been working in the Underdark comes back up to the top, they find a place to basically secretly tag team and switch out and have the other twin that was working topside follow the crew back into the Underdark and vice versa, and just keep tag teaming back and forth between at different intervals. And I was like, that's a lovely concept. I would love to see how that would function. Especially because Jay was like, what if these 2 twins, that like the company or the thing that they work for topside is essentially like a law enforcement organization or some kind of guard, that the twins are basically working to try and like stop the guild, like almost basically like an inside job. And basically whenever they tag team out, the twin that has been there for a while will basically just like come up, give them all the updated information that they have, while the other one goes back in to still keep tabs. And I was like, that's a super, super cool concept. And so I'm like, there's so many cool opportunities for some fun story stuff with that. So I'm like, if that's just the first character concept that I've heard from one of my players so far, because like the other one of the other players that I have in the pool has a character concept for a pretty standard fantasy, D&D character concept story, where essentially they're a tiefling that was a part of some kind of guard unit that ended up, just, casual trauma, committing atrocities to innocent people. And then they decided like, yeah, screw this, I'm not going to be a part of this anymore, and are now basically a ex like guard on the run, trying to build up a different life and stuff like that. And it's like, even that, I'm like, I love when there's like a little bit of vagueness in there, because then there's like a little bit of room to sprinkle in and fit other things in from like what I have planned into, and like seamlessly into other characters' concepts. So I'm like, again, and those are just the first 2, because I have, how many players do I have on the roster? It's Jay, Megan, Nick, Caleb, Liz, and then Ian. Yeah, so 6 players in the pool of people that can all show up if they are able to. So that's, a minimum of 2 players at a table to a maximum of 6 players at a table if they all manage to be able to make it. So I'm interested to see all the different character dynamics that'll build from being able to give everybody that creative freedom. But yeah, right now I'm just focused on getting everything established in the guild specifically, because I have a bunch of, I started a subscription a while back with the GM's Toolkit. It's like a monthly thing that every month you'll get a little box that has these like cool little 2D standees, like a little batch of them, like the ones that are like basically like little flat pieces that connect into that little base piece. and are just like little thin pieces or whatever. So I get like a good handful of those for whatever the theme is for that month. And so what's cool too is that like every month they'll send out like a little vote. So it's like the people that are subscribed to it can vote for like which category or like which genre they want for that month's, whatever future month's box is going to be. So that's been a super cool thing, because what's nice about it too is that you can occasionally get like a little one shot pamphlet or like little situations and stuff like that. So I've got like literally like a box chock full of materials for getting set up for that, and just having a bunch of different adventures at the ready for whenever a session time will come. Because I'm like, I've been missing D&D, man. Like, I know it's hard for everybody to get all organized and everybody's schedules to line up, but I'm like, if I structure it this way instead, where it's like, okay, if you're able to come, cool. If you're not, that's totally fine. But as long as two of you guys are able to show up, we'll do a session every single week. And then that way it puts less pressure on individual people that it's like, oh no, I feel bad because I have a thing that I need to do. So I'm excited. I'm hoping that it'll flow very well. But yeah, so we got our Kuatoa janitors. We got that. Yeah, honestly, what is it? Oh, it's 4:35. Oh my goodness, I am going over time. That is okay though, because technically I could go longer, but I think I'm gonna call it here. Oh, and I gotta remember I can do raids. So let's see who we're gonna raid today. Let's see who's still online. Let's see. Who are we gonna raid? Ooh, I could raid Blue Bites You, because they've been so freaking wonderful. And so supportive for me. Such a cool person. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and raid Blue. Yeah. Okay. All right, sweet. So that's gonna be it for my stream. I am sending you off. Oh, wait, is it? Oh, it's still got a timer going. Perfect. Okay. Well, that gives me time to wrap up for when I do export this as a VOD, which I do need to get caught up on all of that. But that's totally fine. This was a good stream. I'm probably going to continue to stream just more D&D content, especially as my date for the first session that we're going to have for this new campaign comes up soon. So that'll kind of just be the aesthetic we're going for most of my future stuffs. So awesome to see you doing this every week. Good luck. I appreciate it. I'm excited. I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to getting to Twitch affiliate every single streaming session. So once I do hit affiliate, I do plan on eventually streaming like me making like emotes and having some cool like Twitch Point channel rewards and stuff like that. But that is something that we're just waiting on getting average viewership up. But yeah, so I will see everybody next week. I saw this. Just wanna be there.